You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Chiro Sushi, Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, California Jam, Move Well University, the Black Diamond Club, Pure Chiro Notes, the Chiro Dex app, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Chiro Spark, Chirogram, Chiropractic Wealth Management, 8 Weeks to Wellness, Integrative Freedom, and Element Mattresses. Let's hustle. Hey, Chiro Hustlers. Welcome to the afternoon stream. I have a very special guest on with me today, Dr. Sam Zhao. Is that right?
Yes.
Cool. I appreciate the opportunity to get the interview with you today. I know you have a very busy schedule. You're traveling back to China very soon, correct?
Yeah, February 6th.
February 6th. Well, thank you for making some time today to have a live stream talking about chiropractic in China. But not only that, a little bit about yourself and your career and why you decided to become a chiropractor. So we're going to start in with who is Dr. Sam and what are you up to right now?
Yeah, so I'm a recent graduate. I graduated from LifeVest 5 months ago. And when I was in school, I have a startup organization called A-Spine Health Group as a nonprofit organization. So actually, we try to bring chiropractic back to China. So right now, our group have 25 different people from China and America, and we are doing the entire service trip in public hospitals in mainland China. And right now, we have 2 offices open up in 2 different public hospitals, and 1 private clinic gonna be open up in end of March. So there'll be another private clinic open up in China as well.
That's really cool, man. I think that what you're doing is really honorable, and it's going to give a good representation of chiropractic to almost a brand new market. And before we got onto the live stream, we were talking a little bit about how long chiropractic has been practiced in China. Would you mind sharing with our audience a little bit about what you know chiropractic to be and how long it's been going on in China?
Definitely. So right now, I know there's 1.4 billion people in China, and we see the big opportunities in China. As right now, that's what we as a team go back to China as well. So right now, China is only have handful chiropractor in there. So the most graduate from America, Australia, Canada. So right now, I know there's in Shanghai or in big province like Shanghai, big city, they have more than 10 chiropractors right now. So as for real, right now it is growing. It's definitely growing really public. And right now there's a private clinic actually have a chiropractor as well. So it's definitely growing. And right now China chiropractic is not regulated. It's not being recognized as well. So there's a lot of people working under different department, like a rehab department, like a sports rehab, or there's different profession name called chiropractic. But right now the people really, really well taking chiropractic as well. So for example, in China, we have bone setters. There's a lot of questions. When I was there are a lot of people asking us, are we different than bone setters? So we talk to them, we're doing different things. And right now, I think Chinese, public, take this chiropractic really, really well. So when we was there in Zhao, we've been seeing more than 100 people, not just saying this, service trip. So 3 days, we see over more than 700 people. The patient's success rate is 100%. They're all happy what we're doing. So it's not in the main purpose of this service trip is we just want to share the chiropractic. We don't want to work in China was in the beginning. So pretty much after that we're doing the service trip, the public hospitals were trying to asking us, please stay here to help us out. And that's why we decided, okay. And we talked to our members, are we want to go to China to practice? Because I've been in America for 16 years, and I go to school here, and I don't familiar with the China culture as well that much. So we take a lot of risk, and after the service trip in September, we decided, okay, after we graduate, we're gonna practice in mainland China, and in the times which there's a lot of investors see what are we doing, they love what are we doing, what are we doing to the patient, what do we love, pretty much what are we doing as a chiropractor. So there's an investor asking us, can I just invest your money to open a private clinic, to go to my city, to go to that city to help other people? So we've been to 3 different cities doing a service trip. And there's a lot of people with interest about chiropractic as well in mainland China now.
So I know we didn't go over this in our questions before we got on camera, but
Yes.
why do you think that the Chinese people would be more receptive to chiropractic at this time and this age? Why do you think that it hasn't happened before, and why do you think that the population is primed for it now?
It's really good question because right now, chiropractic approach is like innate, where body heal the body. In China, is like acupuncture do the same thing. They being under the whole hospital settings is 80% holistic characters. So they're taking work in philosophies really well, and they're really taking us. And what we're doing, and after the result they're seeing, they're really happy with it as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So when you're saying that the population is pre-educated on the idea that the body can heal itself, it needs nothing extra in it. It simply needs no interference. That's a very easy conversation for us to have in China.
Yeah, yeah. Because right now, we China's system is going like to different things right now. We are actually learning from America. We're actually taking surgery out, medications out from the like system. So right now they're a separate system as well. So right now the hospitals really want to approach like recovery. That's why there's a lot rehab centers open up, and there are a lot like a fitness programs over right now in China public right now.
That's really cool. I think that that's a really interesting approach that the people are primed for it. The practitioners are ready to start practicing, and now we just need to make the system strong.
Awesome. Yes. Yes.
I get it. I get it. So tell us a little bit more about your group organization and what you are providing to the chiropractic, not only the student, but the chiropractic doctor.
Yeah. So the Ace My Health group was we're actually developing for a server trip. So we're doing a server trip every March, September. We're mainly go to China and Mexico. So we've been right now we have a contract with the hospitals. We want providing a preceptorship training center. So every doctor from America, from Canada, after the last year of their chiropractic schools, they will do a preceptorship. The public hospitals will offer them where they can training in the public hospitals in mainland China. So as a preceptorship program, so they can they can request X-rays, MRIs, and they can see their patients, and they can get a lot hands-on opportunities in mainland China in the hospitals. So there's other MDs, so you actually can learn from MDs. Oh, there's one interesting point I want to share out because we were working working with the public hospitals right now. Because what do we do? What are we doing to be an amazing doctor in China? So right now we've been doing consults before the surgery. So every doctor, in the MDs, like surgical doctors, they want to see this patient. So they will show us the X-rays, show us the MRIs. They say, "Do you guys can help? If you guys can help, we can delay the surgery." So usually we're actually doing okay. How about give us 2 months after we see the patient? If we can't help or we got better, then we talk after. So we do a lot of pre-surgical consults right now for the hospitals.
What it's doing is turning the chiropractor into the port of entry doctor to where we're going to go on the minimal invasiveness of procedure to get a better result for the patient, for a better outcome of healing, than opposed to going maximum invasiveness where you can't turn back the clock. But if we try the less invasive method of chiropractic care, we can potentially save people from these life-altering decisions of drugs or surgery.
Yes, and there's a system different wise or in the hospital wise because we have outpatient system and inpatient. So what we do is inpatient system is actually the patient stay in the hospital for 7 to 10 days, and they will be training them. So we can monitor them. We can actually monitor them, see patient how the progress is. So actually the patient going to be stay in the hospital for 7 days. We see them morning, afternoon, and night. So we see how that goes, and then we can monitor the patients. So that would be like give us a lot of opportunities to actually treat the patients.
So you might think that this is a tough question, or you might not, but I'm going to ask anyways. Why do you think that in the United States we haven't gotten to the point that there's chiropractors in the public hospitals here?
Okay, so as a recent graduate, this is a question was being asked a lot, and like for me, there's a lot. I think we name ourselves as like a 1.5 generation chiropractic. So I'm named like war generation. So this is kind of like, there's a lot of people was in different organizations. They've been trying to change to chiropractic this way. They've been changed to chiropractic that way. We never work together. There's like I when I was in school, I heard we have a chiropractic hospitals which are actually building up, and there's suddenly was closed down. And there's a lot of people from my classmate. We're really hoping to actually bring this system back, like chiropractic hospitals. There's like we can be the primary doctors. Every doctor have a minor issue, seeing us first. If we need it, we refer out. Like as we see them as first hand doctors as well. So we've been trying, and that's what we've been trying. We've been have that idea to go by China. That's why we go by China. We want to set everything right. So in the basic, we want to do the same thing. That's why we work with the public hospitals to do the same thing. And right now there's a lot. I think really in the chiropractic profession in America, if we want to accomplish something, we have to working together to promoting the same thing. I know we want to help people. That's the things for every different organization. We want to help people. We want to share chiropractic, but we have different thoughts.
So when we get to China, let's never let the conversation become us against them.
Definitely, because China, we've been trying. That's why I'm saying like we've been in the pretty much start right, like start the things right.
Yeah, and that's a very wholesome thing, and it's a very encouraging but courageous as well. And I think that's something that we're going to go down in 5 years from now. So that's my next question. In 5 years from now, how do you see chiropractic developing in mainland China?
There's a lot potential. There's way more than I like. There's a lot potential. So right now, I should give numbers like my investors who invest us about the private clinic. They plan to open 8 different private clinic in different province, in different city by 2018, just 1 year. And there's a lot different investors that are approaching us. Do you guys want more? Do you want to work with us? There's a lot of people. Because right now, people taking health is really important. So, there's people like they check their eyes, they check their teeth, but literally there's no one actually check their spine regularly. But right now there's like cell phones coming out, there's bad postures coming out. People start worries. And this is a really good profession, showing them like how we change the postures, how we create the nervous system, how we got their like spine better. So there's actually was an empty spot. No one talk about the spine. So right now, I think in the next 5 years, I think chiropractic is a big profession in China, and they'll be growing really, really fast. Especially 1.4 billion people in there. There's a lot of people need help.
That's really cool, and it's nice for you to get so excited about the prospect of growing the profession in China. I think that most people don't realize the gravity of what that means on a world level, but I think that on a world basis, China is one of the massive leaders just by sheer population and strength in numbers, that the people need to be healthy, and that if the people that are delivering the care are less invasive, it's going to save the money of the government if we can keep people healthy without invasive activity of procedures. And I think that's the home run swing every time, is you guys keep people healthy longer without intervention of the government money.
Yeah, that's the government really love about one thing is we've been saving them. If they don't do surgery, don't do that, we've been saving a lot of money for the people. Because in China, we have universal insurance as well. So everybody pretty much have insurance. They can see in the public hospitals. And we've been saving them a lot of money if they don't do surgery. Because after surgery, they need to recover. They cannot go working. So we actually have a data. I think it was we actually losing $600 billion every year because the people actually need to recover from the surgery without working. So we're actually losing that much money.
Mm-hmm. And it actually gives people their lives back when they get proper chiropractic care. So it just makes sense. It turns people's lives around, and it gives a better condition long term for people. And if you're saving, the investors' money on the people, then it just makes sense economically. So chiropractic makes economic sense in any country, but especially the way that it can help grow and develop into the Chinese government, into the Chinese population as well. And anytime somebody that runs something is saving money, they're all for that.
Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah.
So really, it's a minimal front end expense to get it up and running, and the long-term effect of the quality of service will be outstanding.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. That's so true. Yeah.
And that's something that we can be very proud of, not only for what you're doing and the group that you're starting over there, but when we look down the road 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. When your kids go to chiropractic school and they come out, now they have the opportunity to come into a system that was built on the principles of success and, giving people's lives back and giving them the authentic ability to live with an unsubluxated lifestyle. And I think that once you bring the ideas of innate intelligence and subluxation and the detection, the correction of that and checking people are going to line up, and we're probably not going to have enough chiropractors to take care of those numbers of people.
Mm-hmm. Right now, we are trying to actually show the people, like the people was how China is being growing. There's a lot of people was interesting to work in China right now as well, So that's why when I was there's a lot of people was like, oh, I heard you guys open up in China. Do you guys interesting to hire another doctors, You've
made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Chiro Sushi, Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, California Jam, Move Well University, the Black Diamond Club, Pure Chiro Notes, the Chiro Dex app, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Chiro Spark, Chirogram, Chiropractic Wealth Management, 8 Weeks to Wellness, Integrative Freedom, and Element Mattresses. Let's hustle. And what I see it also is it could be quite lucrative for practitioners to go and practice in China, and you don't have to search for patients or do marketing because the system is already built for the success of the practitioner.
Yes.
And I think that that's a beautiful angle, because once the system is built for the success of the practitioner, who wouldn't want to be put into a situation where they are guaranteed success for their career?
Definitely. So that's what I've been thinking. That's another main reason for me actually my team go back to China. Because right now, like we being recent graduate, we are recent graduate. There's really, really hard. I mean, it's not hard. It's just saying there's a lot of things we never imagined. Is they're chiropractors. Is when we have science, art, philosophy. Later, that's what we learn in school. And after we graduate, we just come out. Oh, there's actually a business portion as well. It's brand new to us. And right now we're being seeing this. Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit more about you now. Let's talk a little bit about why you decided to become a chiropractor and what it means for you to be in the profession now.
Yeah. So for myself, I will say, I'm not choosing chiropractic for real. I mean, there's a chiropractic choosing me. Because what happened is I haven't have an adjustment before I was in college. I haven't heard about chiropractic at all before I go to chiropractic school. So it's kind of this. I've been in SF states, and I've been interested about become a PT. So PTs, there's a lot of requirements. You need shadows. You need to do a different office. One time I've been shadowing a chiropractic and PT office. So I've been talked to a chiropractor. I was like, okay, you are a chiropractor. Can you give me explain more about what's a PT and what's a chiropractic? And that doctor just amazing me. He's like, okay. It's like chiropractor. What chiropractor can do? What are they doing? What I see in the office, I was like, okay. I don't want to be a PT anymore. I want to be a chiropractor. I was like, okay, I'll be a chiropractor. So I search a school, and I see there's a school near was LabFest. I go to there, and yeah, I just become. I mean, right now I just go to chiropractic schools. So in that schools, I've been learning a lot of things, and yeah, it's kind of like my story was chiropractic choosing me. And after I learned this a lot of system, because what happened is my grandpa was in that time in China. He has a dissertation, and in that time was, I think when he was in 70s, doctor requests have a surgeries. So have a surgery, and after surgeries, my grandpa pretty much cannot walk again. So after I become a chiropractor, I was like, okay, in that time I should helping more people like my grandpa, That's the meaning for me right now. Is kind of like I really want to help a lot of people, as what I can do.
Mm-hmm. And the leadership is necessary, and the confidence is necessary, and the self-esteem is necessary, and being well connected in the profession is necessary, and being around the right people that can give you the best information is necessary. So I think what you're doing is of high value, and I think that your decision to help more people is very similar to most chiropractors. They usually get into chiropractic because they see it as a way of helping people. And I tell people this all the time, that I don't care who you are. We all know somebody that's suffering with poor health. We all know somebody that has been put on medications that their lives didn't get better. And I always tell people this too, Sam, is everybody's looking for a solution for their health concerns. They just typically don't know where to go or who to trust. So if we can become the trusted resource for that massive population in China, then we now have a solution, and everybody's looking for their easy out. Everybody wants out of what they've gotten themselves into. You know, if you get a speeding ticket, what do? You go look for somebody to represent you to get the speeding ticket taken away. If you have any type of an issue, you look to an advisor to help you get out of it. Well, I look at the chiropractor as the health advisor and the solution for people that fall into some type of a troubled health paradigm. And I think that what you're doing is really necessary for the advancement of chiropractic, number one, but it also gives a leadership. And I think leadership is something that we don't necessarily get appointed to, but we earn it over time. And I think that what you're doing is building a good leadership front for the movement of chiropractic in China. That's one of the reasons I really wanted to get you onto this live stream today before you went back to China on the 6th, so we could share our information with people. Now let's talk a little bit about the organization that you do and what that entails. I know you said you're integrated with a couple universities and that there's a roster of 20 people that can come over on this service trip, and you have 14 of them now, so there's possibility for 6 people to join the service trip. So let's entice people that might be interested in coming over and helping.
Okay, so this organization we've been helping was in the public hospital in China. So what are we doing is right now we've been working with the universities. We've been offer a lot of offers. So for example, one of my team members is going to start teaching universities, teaching them what is chiropractic. So we have a connection. We've been recently signed a contract with the Zhao medical universities. So we start sending students from China after they finish in their bachelor degrees. They will come to America, study chiropractic, study chiropractic, and become a chiropractor later on. And right now we've been working in 2 different universities and 2 different hospitals, and just try to set this whole thing up, because every time because we're setup is like we have different rooms, we have different rooms, different techniques. Because we have doctors, students, and lower interns. So what happened is we've been set up in different rooms. So every room, so we have a DC, 1 lower interns, 1 MDs. So the DC every time they're gonna show them, like for example, we have a diversified rooms, we have constant rooms, we have upper cervical rooms, we have a CBP room. So what happened? What we're doing is we want to show the lower interns what they're interested about. So every time we rotate the lower student. So in the mornings, they will be in constant rooms. Afternoon, they'll be in CBP rooms. So at least when they're low interns, they can help out and they can choose what technique they want to do. So we have a lot of lower doctors, even though they don't like first quarter or second quarter student, even though they can't adjust or they just being loved to watching it. One of the feedback was like, they've been learning a lot. They've been seeing different techniques, how they do it. And because we've been request accurate X-rays, so the DC is going to explain to the X-ray to the lower students. So what they're doing, what they're finding, and we've been help lower students study like that way. And we've been taking like DCs and students. Is really there. Oh, also we'll be taking like there's one the DCs bring like one the student brings spouse, and when she was there and she been with her husband, she just say one thing was amazing us, like thank you, Sam. This make me understand what my husband doing. I was like, okay. So in that time, I think they were that was like I'm really happy about this. It's kind of like, okay, I'm not only helping your husband, and I'm also helping you to understand your husband doing. So I know, because especially for the husband and wife in the schools, they're being through a tough time. We had to receive a lot of supporting system from our other half, like my wife, because school is hard, and there's a lot of situation. There's money issues. There's a lot of things happen. We need that support from our like other half. So that's what's making me like happy.
That's cool when you touch lives indirectly.
Yeah,
it touches lives positively indirectly. And one of the things that we're going to start doing with the Chiro Hustle podcast is we're going to just start doing interviews of spouses and couples together. And we're going to talk about the chiropractic lifestyle in the family. We're going to talk about raising chiropractic kids. We're going to talk about what it means to have that type of influence on your family, and not only your immediate family, but the people around you, and how it affects the people that you love by what you've done and what you've crusaded on to become a chiropractor. Because that's an amazing story, I think, when it comes to raising kids under chiropractic, when it comes to supporting each other through a chiropractic education, and then what it's like to become a chiropractic business family. And I think that all those things are quite interesting to our community, especially the people that are engaged with Chiro Hustle. We don't only want to hear about what it's doing internationally. We want to hear about what it's doing for the women's voice. We want to hear from the greats. We want to hear from the students, but we also want to hear from what it means to have a chiropractic lifestyle. And we can always talk about a chiropractic lifestyle, and that sounds really cool and marketable and trendy, but what does that really mean from the family model, and how does that look? So it's really cool that you mentioned that having somebody's wife see the impact that her husband is having because of their decision to practice chiropractic. Now they understand it better.
Yeah.
And that's just it's a brilliant opportunity. And I think that what you're doing is very special. So just keep on stepping forward and doing the best that you can. And so I know we're coming up to the end of the interview. So I want to close out with let's pitch people again, if they're interested in joining your service trip, what the opportunity is and how they can join.
It's all all information is under website www.aspanhealth.org. So there's information, there's applications, and there you can sign up online, and you can also email me at zhao.168@hotmail.com if you have any questions I can relate to, And when I was in China, I still can open up. I can talk to you guys. Is anybody interested about any questions? You can email me.
So the first one you said is starting March 24th through April 1st, that you still have 6 available slots open for that. And then you said the other one will be going on from September 23rd through October 1st.
Yes.
And do you have any people on that schedule that have signed up for that yet?
Yeah, we didn't open that one yet because we're going to do it in different hospitals. Because right now everything's happened so fast. We've been maybe doing another privates in that time. So we're right now planning to do in Chengdu. So it's a new private. Yeah.
So when we're done with the live stream, will you go in and put your email address so people can reach out to you? And will you also go in and put the website where people can fill out the application to get involved with you?
Definitely. I will.
Awesome. Well, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you thought we should have talked about?
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's questions. Sorry. Yeah. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. I don't think because you got a busy schedule as well. So we can talk later. There's a lot of questions I can answer if the other people has questions, because there's a lot of questions not coming up yet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll revisit and we'll get you back onto another episode of the Chiro Hustle live stream, maybe from China even.
Definitely. Yeah.
And just to let you guys know that if you do jump on with Dr. Sam, you have the opportunity of going and seeing what it looks like to be a chiropractor inside of a hospital, and you can look and see what it looks like to be inside of a private practice in China as well. So you can see both sides of health of the chiropractic system when you do go to China. So anybody that is interested, we'll post the application website and the dates that are possibly available for you to go. And with that being said, I'm just going to look my notes over real quick and just see if there's anything else that I didn't touch on. Working in the hospitals. By the way, they're adjusting in the hospitals too, not just looking at x-rays.
Oh, we are.
So that might be a big question for people: are you adjusting in the hospital? And I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah, we're being treating patients. We're being adjust them. We give them PT consults. A lot of things.
Well, that kind of sums it up for everybody. Anybody that's interested, please reach out to Sam or myself. And I'm just going to throw a plug in for the sponsor of this Chiro Hustle live stream. Chiro Wealth Management is somebody that can help unsubluxate your financial future. So if you want to have a clearing of balance of health within your bank account, reach out to Todd Calamita, Chiro Wealth Management, and they will help you out with your financial futures. And I'm going to go through the list again and say thank you to everybody that was on the live stream. Nick White, thank you for joining us on today. Tim McFadden, as always, thank you for being a part of the Chiro Hustle movement. If you guys want to get on to become a referable clinic, go to the Chiro Dex app. That's chiro-dex.com. And then Tom Potisk, once again, huge potential for chiropractic in China. We are just getting started. And with that being said, love and appreciate all of you. Dr. Sam, thank you for being a part of the Chiro Hustle movement. And I look forward to helping you further down the line. And thank you for being in my life.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
See you. Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.